Well, hello and welcome all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land to the Texas Special YouTube channel. For this month's O-Scale product review, we are going to take a look at this Lionel traditional 027 gauge single dome tank car. Now, yes, admittedly, it's a little rough. It could use a little touching up. It could use a little TLC, but hey, you know, this is an honest channel where I do honest reviews, and this was procured secondhand, obviously, off of a Facebook Marketplace ad. I think I paid $10 for this thing. Some of y'all might say that's a little generous given its condition, but hey, $10, everything works, couplers all work, nothing's broke, nothing's missing. It's just a little bit of rust needs to be, well, a lot of bit of rust needs to be cleaned up off this platform up here. Other than that, in great shape and just dusty. So I bought this because, as y'all may or may not know, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I was a soldier in the United States Army Military Police Corps. Very proud of that. Now, as you can see, this tank car is lettered for United States Army Transportation Corps. This was built January 1st, 1991 by Lionel. They still make this style of tank car. The tooling, I believe, has been upgraded just slightly, but they still make the 027 style single dome tanks, both for a separate sale and as train set cars. So you have the black, the tank itself is, and the frame are both molded out of black plastic. The United States Army, the reporting marks, Transportation Corps logo, the build date, and all the load and capacity information are very well done. There is no flaking, there's no chipping, there's no fogginess to it, and there's very nice separation between the black plastic on the tank and the white of the lettering. You do have this separately applied, slightly oversized metal handrail goes all the way around the body of the tank. Originally, this platform here plus the ladder were black when new. They will be again at some point. I'm going to take the time to tear it apart, sand the hell out of it, and get it painted black again, but I just don't really have the time right now. Unfortunately, the placards on this car, which here's one right here, it does have all four placards, one on either side of the tank and one on either end of the tank. They're mounted incorrectly. At least from what I can tell, they're mounted incorrectly. They sit square rather than like a diamond, like they're supposed to. You have these cast on stirrup steps on all four corners of the tank car, which is typical with your 027 type freight cars. You have very nicely done plastic, albeit 100-ton roller bearing trucks. The caps on the roller bearings do not rotate. Again, 1991 vintage and 027 train set type car. Do have the correct 3-spring arrangement. In real life, this car would not have had the 100-ton roller bearing trucks like this. It would have had maybe 70 or 50 tonners. Plastic operating knuckle couplers, magnetic, the thumbtack style magnetic knuckle couplers. You can either use a Lionel magnetic uncoupling track section, or you can use this little tab right here on the side of the coupler body to open and close, or open rather, not close, the coupler. So here we are looking at the B end of this tank car. As I've said before in numerous product reviews, most every freight car has an A end and a B end. There are some freight cars that have multiple B ends. There are some freight cars that have multiple A ends. The only thing that really designates is the B end of a freight car is the end of the car on which the air brake apparatus and the handbrake apparatus is mounted. So you have a separately applied handbrake wheel right here. Here you got a little better shot of the operating magnetic knuckle coupler. You can see the little thumbtack dude right there, and you can just barely make out the little manual uncoupling tab right there. You can see there's no safety tread on the platform around the frame of the tank car, and the incorrectly mounted placard. Looking here at the underside of the car, I'd like to point out something that's not really an issue much anymore with modern Lionel trains, but it was for many years. Rivets. I am so thankful that Lionel got away from these dadgum rivets, riveting the trucks to the frame of the car. They've since gone to screws. Now, screws present their own challenges. If they're not screwed all the way down, if they're not tight, they tend to fall off. And heaven help you if they fall off onto a carpeted floor or an air conditioner vent on the floor or something like that, or in a very bad and inconvenient spot on your model railroad trackage, like in the middle of a diamond or gapping switch points. But I'll take all of that over these rivets, because these rivets are a pain in the butt if you actually ever have to take the car apart and replace, say, a broken truck or what have you. This screw here mounts the tank body to the car frame. You have the main and emergency reservoir here, and you have an air brake piston here. And I do not see a detail representing the triple valve on this thing anywhere. You have obviously the lateral supports and the car frame with some molded in ridges. I guess they're supposed to simulate airlines or something like that, but very basic, very bare bones, minimalistic detailing. But like I said, this is early 90s 027 train set type freight car. So here we are looking at the top of this thing, and you can see very clearly the severity of the rust that's going to need to be cleaned up on the platform. Now, that platform is stamped sheet metal that's separately applied, and it's actually held in place by these stamped sheet metal ladders. And that plus the ladders are all supposed to be black, but this car was not kept in the best of conditions. Thankfully, that is no longer an issue for this freight car, and I might not redo it. I might leave it like that, just leave it as it is, because I mean, in the real world, freight cars ain't the cleanest things. They're usually pretty rusty and grungy and dirty, and given that it's lettered for the United States Army, that means the government owns it, so you already know that, private companies are bad about maintaining their equipment. I can tell you firsthand experience, the government's worse. And you can see a little bit better that hand railing that goes all the way around. You got some pretty decent cast on detailing here, the vent valves, the safety valves, and the loading valve and whatnot. I didn't see an unloading valve or some kind of vent valve on the underside of the car, but that's all right. I'm not expecting 100% scale accuracy out of this thing. Well, to my knowledge, I've discussed everything that this car has to offer that's worth discussing. So what I've got is a short, including this guy, 6-car manifest freight made up on here on main track 1 of the TexLa Model Railroad Club's O-gauge modular layout, and we are going to couple up this thing in the middle of the train to comply with train placement and makeup restrictions. Yes, I know. I know it's toy trains, but I'm a conductor. I do this stuff in real life, so a tank car by the engine or the caboose is going to bother me. And we'll watch this sucker go around the railroad for a few laps. Oh, before I forget, 027 gauge. So yes, minimum radius for this guy is 027. It will run on any track out there on the market that is O gauge, 3 rail, and it'll even run on 2 rail O scale track, provided it's a minimum diameter of 27 inches diameter, and the rail is tall enough. But let's get down to the fun part of this review.